and I'm just gonna brag a little bit.
Of course you are.
The best one.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion, I'm the best. The end.
So kid, ask Flynn, why didn't you label it? When I heard this, I was like,
Yeah.
it's perfect as is. Like, oh my gosh, I was so sad. And I was like, wait, did we mess up? Like, were we supposed to put labels?
Colleen Ballinger is insulted by a 5-year-old. Let that sink in. She's insulted by a 5-year-old. Hey guys, welcome back to Dating According To, where we're analyzing dating according to anything and everything that we're seeing in culture today, and we are back with another reaction to the ever well-beloved Colleen Ballinger podcast, and we're just going to get straight into it because these things last forever. Let's see what happens in this one, where she says, watching my husband kiss another girl, which I'm very certain she has already spoken about before, so something tells me she wants clicks and views. I wonder why. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Relax the Podcast. I'm Colleen Ballinger with my wonderful co-host, Erik Carrot Stocklin.
Sidekick.
Carrot.
Sidekick, bestie, cutie patootie man. There are so many exciting things that are going to happen.
No. I call my husband cutie patootie. She is not allowed to call her husband cutie patootie because I don't think she likes her husband. You're only allowed to call your husband cutie patootie if you actually like your husband. So that's just my stance.
And today?
Are there? Are there?
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not one to talk. Someone was making fun of me recently for saying egg.
I think I say there.
Egg.
Are there?
You
My
just
dad
say
does
there
that.
instead of there.
What?
Yeah, you
That's
say there.
weird.
That's a big thing of yours, but it's cute.
What else do I say? What other I'm trying to think of a different context. Are we going there?
No, you always
Are we
say
going there? I wouldn't say
There.
are we going there. I said, are we going there?
There, yeah.
Are they gonna be there, or am I gonna say, or would I say, are they gonna be there? I would say there.
You say there in relation to like multiple people or a person. You know, like
Oh, for they are.
it was in their
Oh my word, she's
closets.
wearing a
Yeah, okay.
JoJo shirt. That's all.
Yeah.
You would say there.
So I say it right.
No.
You would say
No
it
one
was
says
in their closet,
yes.
not their closet.
I don't say their closet. No,
don't?
I would say it's in their closet.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm not one to talk because I say a lot of things weird.
Like what?
I've always been. We've talked about this. I say pink weird. I say
yeah.
Pink.
egg.
Yeah.
Leg. So
I
like-
had a boss, and she claimed it was her southern roots, but she would, for saying pen, PEN, she'd say pin. I can't. It was so bizarre, and she could not say it right. And it's like, okay, we're not even gonna try with this.
Egg, which I can't imagine.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of things. But anyway,
But those are like nouns. Like you
Okay.
can't like mess up there. Like that's like you're gonna have.
you do say there. That's your thing. It's
How do I
okay.
fix that?
I think you just
Prayer.
do it. You fix it. I don't know.
Does it need to be
couldn't-
fixed?
It doesn't. I don't know.
No, you're
but I
fine.
will say that we do have a fun episode because we have a truck of the day that is one of my favorites that Flynn has ever done.
Gosh, when was the last time we did a truck of the day?
I don't know. It was a while ago.
Long time.
know
But
what that
he
is.
insisted
Yeah.
on doing a trick of the day.
I haven't even seen this.
It's so cute and
Can
funny.
I guess what the truck is?
You can.
Did he just
Tesla
say truck?
Cybertruck?
You are correct.
Yeah.
So he says egg and truck of the day for trick of the day. Am I understanding this correctly? Am I totally just sleep deprived and hallucinating here? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, it was after we'd finished filming last week's podcast episode. We had told him that we did a podcast episode. He's like, I have to podcast. I have to do Trucker today. He was like so excited. So that's coming up later. But also, I just have lots of fun topics to talk about. I was going through the comments in the last episode.
Oh, good.
A lot of great comments, and I'm very excited to read those because I think conversations.
I would just like to notate the uvula twins. Oops. The uvula twins are in the bush in the back. I was just thinking, oh no, where did they go? I can't find them. And there they are. I regret seeing them now. But anyway.
will come about because of them.
Okay.
But first, let's do what we always do on this podcast, which is say who we think needs to relax or what we think needs to relax this week.
Okay.
So tell me, Lovey, who needs to relax this
For
week?
me? Want me to go first?
Of course.
There was funny because there was a moment on this podcast a while ago where like you noticed that my phone case was kind of like breaking. Remember that? And there was like a weird thread out of it, and I was like picking at it or whatever. I kept it on, but it was like became so broken that it was like hard to get in and out of a pocket. So I was like, phone case be damned, and I just tossed it, and then proceeded to live a week of my life without a phone case for my iPhone.
Nope.
That is wild.
Nope. All I have to do is look at my phones and they break. If I even tried to have no phone case on my tiny, slippery little phone, which I feel like they're all insanely tiny and slippery without their cases, I would be screwed. So I don't even go there. If I have to get a new phone, I make sure I have a phone case before I do anything with that phone because it will be broken in 2 seconds without me even like touching it. So, nope.
I think is sociopathic behavior.
Chaotic
Chaos.
behavior.
To live your life without a phone case is a sign of a serial killer.
Did your phone survive?
It did, yeah. Phone's fine.
How? I would have dropped it.
But here's the
within
thing.
seconds.
Here's like I don't know.
Yeah,
like I think this is the relax of it all. Well, first, me, I can't believe that I did that. Then I went and got a phone case because like it was like this is like too living on the edge for me. But I realized that iPhones, like they made these things like, why make something that requires a case? Because whatever they made it out of is the most like slippery
Like I was saying,
substance like known.
I don't even have an iPhone. I have Android. I'm Android all the way. Don't ask me why. I just kind of started on Android probably because I couldn't afford iPhone back in the day. And then I was like, you know what? We all think we're kind of cooler than iPhone people, so I'm just going to stick with it. Not true, but I just like Android. But it's kind of brilliant marketing if you think about it. Like, let's make our phones so slippery they have to buy cases. Oh, darn. What are we going to do? Yeah.
To man, like I would be holding it and it would just fly out of my hand. It would like fly out of my pockets. If you're like driving and you like put your phone down on like the center console, forget about it.
It's in the back seat.
It's in the back seat. It's in the back seat within seconds, like on its own. It's like even if you're in park, like it just flies around. It's like
Grows wings.
It's like made. It's like hard lube.
Wow, hard lube.
I don't know. Like it's
What's
like, well,
hard lube?
Why make the turtle without the shell? Without the shell, just make it. Can they just rubberize iPhones? Like I get it, you made this awesome product. Can't you just like rubberize the
that's a
outside
good
of it,
question.
or like why does it have to be
sell more
so
products?
slippery?
I mean, this is iPhones in general. It's like, yeah, we're gonna give you an iPhone charger, obviously, to charge your iPhone.
Not anymore.
And now they're like, well, no, we'll just give you the cord. You don't have to buy this
They
separate
said that was like for the environment.
That's why you should be
That is a bunch-
Android.
baloney.
Well, it's
That's what that
everything now.
is.
Everything electronic you order, everything that is plugged in now that you order, it comes for some reason with just a USB thing, but no
Block.
receptacle.
Yeah.
Wow, there's no block, no plug
Yeah.
block.
Comes with the ding dong, but not with the vahini.
Yes, yeah. Where's the vahinis at?
Where's the vahinis? Yeah, real annoying. I agree.
Vahinis.
That's a whole
That's
other
what we're
thing I
gonna-
I can't
stumbled
believe
onto
you
that
survived
sucks.
that long.
I'm just gonna put that on the thumbnail for this video. Where's the Bahinis? And just see what people have to say. How do you even spell Bahini? I don't know, whatever. Probably like bikini, but with an H. Whatever.
Yeah. But a whole
was that a
week of
case?
my life without an iPhone case, and it was just flying
What'd you
around
learn?
all over the place.
What'd you learn?
That I didn't like it. That I'm particular. That I need one, and I need one that's like that
was
is
anticlimactic.
See, even this one that I got, it's like this is even too slippery. Like I need like something that like is grippy. I need like a grippy
Yeah.
phone case, because I don't know if I got butterfingers or what, but it's just like I'll be like trying to like look at something and it's just like that was happening to me constantly.
See, I actually don't like the.
Okay, so I just have to ask. The fact that they have a skill for belaboring the most inane. I think inane was a word that someone used in one of the comments, and I think inane is the most perfect word for this. They have such a skill for it. I wonder if part of them actually enjoys this, or if they're just doing it solely to make money. Like, I don't know. I would love to ask them, like, really, truly, do you enjoy this? Because you're very good at saying a whole lot of nothing. I don't know. But I guess I am too.
grippy
So.
phone cases because girl clothes
Oh, to get it in and out of pockets?
our pockets are smaller and tighter, and I wear leggings a lot of the time.
If they're even real.
And grippy phone cases, oh, they're so hard to get in and out of legging pockets. It's the worst.
Some pockets are
Here's
fake.
another thing I've noticed about girls
Make it make sense.
and leggings and phones is that they just like put the phones like in their pants, like a little kangaroo baby.
You know, it's funny you say you know this is about girls because I actually do not do that ever. And I'm
Well, I
the girl you
didn't
see
say-
the most in leggings.
I didn't say you. Well,
No,
you,
but
lots
I
of
do
your
know what you're
leggings have
talking
like
about,
that,
though.
like
a pocket on the side.
like a little side pocket, as if like you're
I
a
won't get leggings
carpenter and you
without
need to
this,
put
yeah.
your hammer somewhere. You know,
Yeah,
like
I will not get the leggings without the pockets, but I have seen girls who don't have pockets in their leggings and then they just
they
shove
just
it up.
pooch it.
That's
shove
disgusting.
it in pooch.
No.
Yeah. Because then I
never.
imagine a grip. I was gonna say because I didn't know if you did that or ever do that.
No, I don't.
Because if you had like
No.
a grippy phone case, you probably wouldn't want that in the
Love,
pooch.
what do you think would happen if I did that? Knowing me and my body type and how I am I have the warmest blood. Like I'm like always too hot. Like I'm
Oh,
always.
your phone would overheat.
It would overheat.
It'd be like
Get
sweaty.
sticky, wet.
Ugh.
I
Okay,
get
this
the
is-
alert when I try to charge my phone, like, so what moisture's been like
please move
found
on.
inside of your
You
phone.
can't unlock your phone for an hour and a half.
Yeah, no, I can't. It doesn't go well because there have been a couple of times where like, you know, I have to put my phone like in between my pants and my skin or in between my bra and
What?
my skin. Yeah, like
Your phone in your bra?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
A couple times, and it's
Is he
not
not aware
good.
of that?
It doesn't end well for
I
my
also
phone.
think that is a horrific thing that ladies do, but ladies put their phones in there, they put their wallets in there. When they go to pay at cash registers, they just whip it out from their bra to go pay, like that's normal and not utterly disgusting. Like, some people are just special, and if you're one of them, I love you, but no, just no.
So I don't do
Why,
that.
in
but I
what
have to-
circumstance would you have to put a phone in your bra?
Like if I'm wearing like a
Like secretly
romper
recording
or
someone?
a dress that doesn't have
Does
pockets.
she do that often?
Okay.
And I'm not wearing pants, so it's like it has to go in the bra because that's where you can hold the phone.
Because what about your hand? What about just in
What
your
do you
hands?
have to use your hands? People use hands. That's why we have
guess.
them to use them. You can't just hold a phone 24/7.
Okay, different question.
Way to make
You're
your
wearing-
husband look
You're wearing like
stupid.
jeans,
Okay.
front and
Okay.
back pockets. Where are you putting your phone?
Back pocket. There's
Which one?
Okay, you are such a dude because girl pants. There is no world in which a phone fits in the front pocket.
Oh, is that
I
right?
will
It's true.
prove. I mean, it does, but it's not pleasant. Okay, here's my
No.
phone. Okay, watch this.
Well,
I'm gonna
not
show
with
you.
the
You have
size
the
of-
pop socket. For the listener, she's a pop socket on her
Put it in my pocket.
Always.
Put
All right.
put that phone in my pocket.
Why do we even
Now
have
tell
you
me,
off
does
camera?
that seem pleasant? Was that first of all? Was that easy to do?
No, it's a shallower pocket than I would
Shallow
have.
pocket, rude,
Uh-huh.
and it's tighter. So now if I try to sit down,
It's all weird
it's
there.
like
Yeah.
jabbing
Your pants are,
into
like,
my
tighter.
uterus area.
Oh,
Well, I
come
don't
on.
like it either, but I don't.
How do we? I feel like Colleen finds the most awkward way to say things that include anatomy or awkward human bodily functions. I mean, I swear there's a 12-year-old boy living inside her brain. But I was going to say the size of phones, I feel like, has increased. And I find it so funny because I remember, because I was alive back when cell phones were first coming out, and I feel so old anymore. It used to be all about how skinny the phones were, and all the commercials were trying to show off their latest, skinniest version of the phone. But now that they have so much technology, I feel like they try to keep the scone. I want a scone now. They try to keep the phone skinny, but they have to accommodate for larger screens since we're all, media saturated, as well as whatever technology they're doing. So it's like the phones have gotten bigger and bigger. It's like they're not getting thicker, but they're getting bigger and bigger, and now it's basically a tablet. So yeah, combine that with pockets that aren't even pockets. It's not a good combination for women. You lucky men.
I don't even have a pots.
No.
pop socket?
Okay, wait,
Is
hold
that what
on.
they're called?
Yeah, we'll get into the pop socket in a second. First of all, your pockets are long enough that when you
Also-
sit down, then the phone is.
Why did I just do that? I literally just vacuumed right before sitting down to film this, and then I saw a bunch of crumbs on my desk, and I just put them onto the floor. Then I just vacuumed. I feel like that's the story of my life. I vacuum, and then I do something really crummy, messy right after. Anyway, okay, somebody help me.
is lying on your thigh. Am I correct in this assumption?
Yeah, I even have a pair of pants where you can see the outline of an iPhone because like
On your
they're
thigh,
like
though.
that old. Yeah,
But
sure.
like,
I mean,
there's
thigh,
no
upper-
world. There's no
upper
world
thigh.
in girl pants where the phone lays on your upper thigh once you sit down. That doesn't happen.
Especially now with high rise.
Anyway, Popsocket,
Right.
I'm gonna touch on this quickly because there's a lot we have to discuss today. So
Thank
remember
you.
a couple weeks ago when you were talking about socks and how the short ankle socks are
Do-
out and like millennials are
I'm
trying
wearing-
to hold
Do not
on to,
bring
like
socks
no-show
back.
socks.
Crew tie-dye Nike crew socks today.
Yeah, they're great. That's something that, we were talking about how
In your face, Jen and
I
Z.
don't want to hear about socks ever
Janet?
again.
Jen and Z.
Anyway, the Popsocket is something that I can't let die. Like the Popsocket is like full on like millennial locator.
Is that right?
It's really embarrassing. No one has a Popsocket. You shouldn't have a Popsocket. Like it's
never
super
did.
lame. Like this is what I've been told. I
you
don't
can't live without it.
Care.
Yeah.
I absolutely do not care.
What would happen?
I would drop my
Is
phone.
it because the phone's so slippery?
Yeah, it's because I like to hold my phone with my little fingers. I'm not going to be holding the phone.
I am about to say something really mean, but I do not care. Sorry. I don't think Colleen needs to worry about coming off as cool. Coming off as cool was something in her past. She doesn't need to worry about that ever again in her life. Okay? Okay.
On my whole hand. That is too much work for me. I hold it with just my fingers. That way I can hold it above my head if I'm like laying down and it's not going to fall on my face.
Not going to drop it on a baby's face.
The amount that I drop my phone is significantly less than when I don't have a pop. If I don't have a Popsocket, like it's game over. The phone is shattered.
So Popsocket was invented like for people to take like selfies or something.
I don't know why, but I like it.
But it seems like you use it primarily because, again, back to my point, these things are slippery, and we drop them all the time. And
Can we
there's
move
this
on from
delicate,
phones?
expensive.
And I can't
thing
have
that we
grippy
need to
cases.
live.
I can't have grippy cases because of what you just watched with my pockets. They don't fit. Now imagine putting that phone in my pocket, but with a grippy case, wouldn't make it in.
The holder.
I don't think I'm sorry if it seemed like Popsocket shame. I shamed you, but I don't like use it. Use it forever.
So,
I love
That's
the
what helps you not
Popsocket.
drop your phone. Because
I love that he's apologizing for faux shaming her over a pop socket, and yet I'm sure neither of them ever apologizes for like real offenses in real life. That's the definition of an ultimate relationship. I'll apologize for insulting your pop socket, but I will never apologize for insulting your intelligence. Like, no, not going there.
they made these things wrong.
I know. And they're expensive. We're so old. We
They're
sound like a
slippery.
couple like old people like, oh, these young
No,
whippersnappers.
I just thought it was funny. It's like, yeah, well, it's an accessory for an item that like they could just be the item, but you have to buy it because like living a week without it was like the extreme games,
I
the
know.
X Games, extreme games.
What's the X Games?
What's the X Games?
Uh-huh.
First of all, I'm sold. I said extreme games instead of X Games, but X Games is like the extreme sports Olympics kind of thing that they used to do on ESPN, and I feel like they still do them every
Vaguely
year in like
remember them.
Ventura.
Wait, what? There's a different Olympics than
Well, it's not the Olympics, the X Games.
When are the
you
Olympics
just said
happening?
it was the. So it's not. You just
It's
said
the
that.
Olympics of
Soon?
Of extreme. What do you mean
relating-
extreme?
Extreme sports like skateboarding.
Skateboarding is considered an extreme sport.
Yeah, man.
I'd like to see
Okay.
you try.
And like BMX, spiking, like everything with a ramp and a rail, and I think there used to be rollerblading. I don't know if there's extreme.
So like,
I define anything wherein one becomes airborne on purpose as extreme. So, call me lame, but that is my definition of an extreme sport.
rollerblading
wheel-
anymore.
wheel things. It's just wheels.
Wheel
sports.
tricky things like wheels and tricks.
So sports with that, just so like wheelie hobby sports.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
did you want to hear? Yeah, and they
I
call,
think
they
she
call it the X
really
Games
likes to
for,
make
like,
herself sound
extreme
stupid.
and extreme sports, and they it's something that
know
started on like
why.
ESPN2
Makes you seem more innocent.
That's fun.
when I was a child.
Okay. Well, anyway,
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk, skateboarder, right?
Uh-huh.
See, I know things. Thank you for letting me know about your phone case. I'm glad that you survived that experience and that you have a new one.
Barely.
Can I tell you what I think needs to relax?
Oh, please, yes. I'm sorry I didn't ask sooner.
No, it's okay. It's one of those parenting things. It's one of those things that, like,
there's no
okay.
So all of it?
No, not all. I love being a mom. That's the best. No,
Sure.
our son, Flynn.
Uh-huh.
That one. I'm gonna call him out here. Our son Flynn.
Uh-huh.
he takes class. He has some classes and activities. All our kids are involved in different things.
They are.
And he has this one class that he does, and he had a project due for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like first project.
It's like his first like project.
Well, he had to do
it's
like a presentation that required a presentation.
Presentation, yeah. So we get the like thing from the teachers or whatever that says like what he has to do and when it's due, and I was in shock.
Something
this is for the
shocked
4 and 5-year-olds.
Something shocked Colleen? How is Colleen capable of being shocked by anything? Okay. I'm really, really curious.
4 and 5-year-olds. He had to make a skeleton.
Life size.
4 and 5-year-olds. Okay.
With no direction.
Life size,
yes. Sorry, says you relax.
It says use whatever materials you want. And then they had the audacity to make some suggestions, which I appreciated until it says paper.
Okay, I have a question. I have noticed
cardboard.
this, and it's because I think I do this myself. She does this little nose itch, and it could just be that her nose itches, but when I get uncomfortable, I think it is. I know that for some people, when they get uncomfortable, their nose gets itchy, and they do that. I think I do it. I think I've seen it done before. Do you think if she makes a statement that she immediately afterward feels uncomfortable that she gets a little nose itch? Maybe we should look for that and see if we can start learning more about the Colleen psychology, which is, oh my word, that would be a study. Anyway.
Legos.
Like that'd be like a $10,000
life-size Lego skeleton for 4 and 5-year-olds. Okay,
that'd be so cool.
So then I'm like, okay, this is kind of crazy, but I got a lot of paper. I love a craft. I love a project. This will be fun.
So up your alley.
But then it says it has to have. It says it needs to be an articulating life-size skeleton with at least 3 moving parts. It must include at least the shoulders, the elbows, the skull, the hips, the knees. Then it just went on to describe all of a skeleton.
Okay,
and
what is this, like Jim Henson?
Clearly, obviously, they are anticipating the parents being the one creating this basically for their kids, and their kids get to glue a thing or something. I mean, obviously, a 4-year-old I don't even know how to do this as a 33-year-old woman. So clearly this is meant to be more of a project for the parents, getting the parents involved and them teaching the kid these things. But it is a lot. It is a lot. I do agree. I can understand why she's shocked. Apparently she can be shocked by some things.
In school for 4 and 5-year-olds, that's a lot of requirements.
I was like, okay, I'm on it. I'm so excited. I love a project. This was the reason I succeeded in any capacity in school, because I was a horrible test taker. I'm really bad at paying attention in class to a teacher. I can't listen to lectures. I can't, all that is not my thing. But a project, you give me a project,
everybody has different learning styles, and so I fully respect the fact that it can be extremely difficult to just sit still and listen to one person talk. For some people, that's just not how their brains work. But I would love to imagine that the reason Colleen has a very hard time sitting still and listening to someone else talk is because she's not the one talking. So, and she's not the center of attention. But anyway.
I'm going to crush it. So I was like, oh, this is my time to shine as a parent.
Before you were a parent, when you were just a single grown-up, I knew you as someone you're the only single grown-up I knew who had a craft drawer, like a craft closet filled to the brim with and organized with labeled different drawers.
Only thing in my life organized.
Only thing in your life
except for my
organized.
children's stuff is all organized, but as far as my stuff in my life, no, the only thing is my craft stuff. Anyway, so I'm stoked on helping him with this project, but at the same time, fully have these people ever met 4 and 5-year-olds? Who's teaching these 4 and 5-year-olds? That they're requiring.
The teachers never met kids.
This is not homework for 4 and 5-year-olds. This is homework for me.
Right, that's true.
And now I'm just is this what the next 18 years
it is
of our life is
for
doing
sure.
their,
I think longer.
Doing their, or as you would say, doing their projects for them?
Are we going to do their, I would say their.
I know.
Oh, no.
I know
So this is a terrible thing for me, again, to say. And I mean, parents shouldn't be forced to do their kids' homework. That's not fair. But I almost feel like this could be a wonderful lesson in selflessness for Colleen. Of course, I don't actually know her dynamic with her kids, and maybe she's a wonderful, involved mother. That's not generally, I don't think, the assumption of who she would be with her kids. And if she is not, it'd be funny if this forced her to actually, like, get into their heads and get into their interests and, like, think through them rather than just what she wants and what interests her and all that. I don't know. Who knows?
Good callback to there.
But I mean, we had a blast making it together. But of course, like I outlined him and I drew all the bones and whatever for him to cut out, and I had to cut out most of them. And then as far as like
Way to throw
making
your
them,
kid under
he
the
did great
bus.
though. He loved it. We had so much fun together. So it was. I'm so grateful for the project because we got to spend time together. He had so much fun. We got to talk about it and learn about it together. But then, you know, as far as like making body parts move, I got those little bracket things that I haven't seen since probably second grade.
Yeah,
where it's
that's
like
what I
the
was
little
thinking.
peg that with the metal. What are those
The
things
back
called? It's like
things.
a little metal, almost looks like a tack, but then there's
and
two
then it, like, and then you-
parts of it that open up.
That open up.
So it's like almost like a stapler, but a reverse
Clasp?
stapler clasp. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, but I got those. So I hole punched in the different bones, and then we put that in so that the knees could bend and the elbows could bend and whatever. And then Flynn got all excited because I was like, 3 moving parts, got it, elbows and knees. That's easy. And then he was like, no. I'm gonna have more. And so I was like, "You're my kid."
I was gonna say
I
that's
want
so
the wrists
her.
to move, and he's like,
All
"Oh,
or
mom,
nothing.
look at this." And he like moved his head. He's like, "My head moves. This skeleton's head does not move. We need." You know, he was like, he loved it. But the whole time we're doing it, I'm like, I'm so lucky and grateful that one, I love projects like this, but two, that I'm work from home, and you know, you are able to help in that night. So you were with the twins so that I could help him with this project.
Course, yeah.
There are so many parents who don't have those opportunities, who are too busy or don't have the supplies or wouldn't know how to do something like that, don't have the time to make something like that. So then it really is literally left up to the 4 or 5.
That's really true. And I think that if she were a healthier person, I think that is a very healthy view to have of just, I mean, it's unfortunate that this was thrust upon 4-year-olds, where parents who are super busy they probably would have freaked out, like, excuse me, I have to do what for my child? And anyone that is more in Colleen's position is very blessed to be able to do that with their kid and really spend that quality time without being insanely stressed about it. But the thing is, if she hadn't done the absurd things she had done, I don't think she would be home to do all these kinds of things with him regularly. So I'm unclear if she's saying, you know what? Well, there's no, I mean, obviously, perhaps God, my belief is that God is in control of all the things. So maybe this is God's design to actually turn her into a wonderful mother one day, hopefully. I have no idea how that would work. But I lost my train of thought. Oh, I don't understand if she's trying to say, you know what, even though my life didn't go the way I wanted, it is a blessing that I am now forced to be home all the time because now I can do these kinds of things more so with my kids. I don't understand how that could be her mindset because she's always hearkening back to her glory days. You can tell that she misses it so much. So I'm confused as to her talking about how great it is that she's able to do this, because I don't think she would do this if she didn't have forced time to do so. I don't know. Probably be the nanny, but whatever.
5-year-old to make a life-size articulating skeleton with at least 3 moving parts.
We love, you know, this was his assignment, right? This wasn't yours.
That's my point.
You're saying they set the bar too high.
How
They set the bar too high.
Yes. How was this supposed to happen?
You got to challenge these kids.
But would he have failed if we'd been like,
Did
go
he?
figure it out?
Was it great? It wasn't
It
graded.
wasn't graded, but come on.
It's 5.
It's crazy to me. 4 and 5-year-olds, this is the project that you give them, and then, okay, so we work on this skeleton. It's beautiful. It's great. I want to hang it out. I want to frame it on the wall in the background of
Yeah.
this. We should. I don't know why it's not up right now. He did such a good job. He loves it. He's so proud of it. He carried it around the house
We
for
are, by the way,
days.
going to hang this in our house and
course.
frame it somehow.
He carried it around for days. He loves it so much. He talks about it. I mean, he just is so proud of it. And we had so much fun doing it together. Oh no, my thought's gone.
Can you talk
have no
about the
idea what that's
presentation?
That's what it was going to be.
Okay,
Thank you. So we worked so hard on it. And then I'm so grateful someone had filmed like one of they had to present it to a bunch of kids like of all ages, and some of the kids that were in the older grades we knew, and they filmed parts of it for us to see, and so they filmed Flynn's presentation. I'm so glad we got to watch it, and he did a great job. But my goodness, there's this one. I'm still so mad about this.
Just to set the scene, they put up your project in front of all these other kids. And then a teacher was there with a microphone, holding a microphone to him, and asking him questions about his project.
Stressful.
I just thought it's a lot of pressure for like your first presentation project, public.
Except the thing I wanted to say about Flynn is he is obviously very camera friendly and likes the attention of the camera. And that's going to be really interesting to see what happens as he grows older, because I could see him just being the fact that he was the son of two people that enjoy being in front of the camera. Maybe that was just naturally in his genes, but I feel similarly to JoJo Siwa, where I do plan on doing a video about her very soon, hopefully. I imagine both he and she grew up with the subconscious, or even, and I'm sorry, I'm rambling. He's too young to have a conscious realization of this. Who knows about JoJo, but he subconsciously probably sees performing in front of the camera as the way to please my parents and be loved by them, which is heartbreaking, but I imagine that plays a little bit into why he's so good in front of the camera. Maybe, could be wrong, but that's just my theory.
You gotta start somewhere. I think it's great for him. I think that's, it's good.
No, I know, but it was just like, even me, I was like, I couldn't.
Oh, yeah. I would have had the sweatiest of bodies. Like, I would have been such a mess. But he did great.
He did.
And then he was answering questions after the kids got to ask questions about how long did it take you to make that? Who helped you make that? Which I was like, someone was like, you did not make that, Mr. 5-year-old. And he was like, my mommy helped me. And he explained what I did and what he did. He did a great job. And then and I'm just going to brag a little bit.
Of course you are.
The best one.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. And
so let's just rephrase this. In my humble opinion, I'm the best. The end. Yes.
Relatively, did you see some of the other projects?
Yeah, and they were all great. All the kids did a great job, but it was very clear
you can dunk
which
on
ones.
some kids' projects
I'm not
if you
dunking
want.
on anyone.
They're not our kids.
I'm just saying that there are some kids where it was like clear that the kids did it by themselves, which they were supposed to. Like, I almost feel like a little bit like we cheated.
What were some
a bit.
other materials used?
Well, that wouldn't be new for
Someone
you.
used Legos.
No.
Which I am so impressed by.
To build a life-size human skeleton?
So that must have been so hard and frustrating and expensive. Anyway, okay, we're talking about Flynn's. Anyway, so people are asking questions, and then the final question, some kid asks Flynn, why didn't you label it? Like, why didn't you label what the different bones were? Like, write it out.
Because a lot of, if not every other kid had labeled parts, which was not a requirement.
No, first of all, we don't know.
Assignment.
We only saw a couple of other people's assignments, so I don't know how many people labeled and how many didn't. It was not in the requirements that I saw, that I was given. Which mine would have been laminated.
This butthead
calligraphy labels. Not
right.
Butthead kid. But this kid was like, I have to find a flaw in this beautiful art.
Come on.
Somebody was jealous. Somebody was feeling self-conscious about
why didn't you even label it?
Right.
Like, you messed up. And I
love that Colleen is saying that a young child is jealous of her artwork. Your life has to be so pathetic that you care about what a 5-year-old thinks about your artwork. Anyway.
When I heard this, I was like,
yeah,
it's perfect as is. Like, oh my gosh, I was so sad. And I was like, wait, did we mess up? Like, were we supposed to put labels? Oh my gosh, have I failed Flynn?
Colleen Ballinger is insulted by a 5-year-old. Let that sink in. She's insulted by a 5-year-old. Okay.
I'm not doing
it. And now he's being called out.
But he's 5. And even if he was going to make labels, he can't write labels. He's still working on his reading. Like, he's still learning sounds. Like, he's still learning how to make sound out words. Like, he can't read what these names of these long bones are and write it all out for labels anyway. So it would have had to be me. And I didn't know I was supposed to do this.
More work for you, yeah.
But the best part was Flynn's response.
Do
he
tell.
was just like, he was not bothered at all by this
Good.
offensive question. He goes, I just didn't feel like making labels.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to do it.
Because he said I want to.
He's like,
You
he
know?
goes,
Good for him.
I
I feel like in the household that he's grown up in, with the things he has probably seen and heard, that bless his heart, probably no child should have to have seen or heard, he has probably learned at 4 mother 11 years old, just let it go. It's probably a trauma response, but he's probably going to be way more mature than most of us at 4, given the wonderful parents he's been granted. Come on.
didn't want to.
Yeah.
Like, it was so great. And I was like,
for him.
yes.
And everybody applauded.
And then I was so happy because I was like, oh, he didn't get that from me. Like, I'm like my panic when I heard that question. I was panicked. Did I mess it up? But like frustrated and sad.
You're
like,
the one mad at a 5-year-old.
crying. But he was just like, I don't know. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
He like didn't care, and I was so glad
That there wasn't, to
that
see
that
your
didn't bother
child
him.
like self-con.
Okay, so let's rewind again. The fact that her son is more mature than she is at 4 or 5, I guess it explains a lot.
Nauseous or embarrassed.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's the worst feeling.
I will never forget, like, the first few times that we noticed Flynn being embarrassed, and how you and I, like, we almost cried. Like, seeing shame or embarrassment on your child for the first time is like, oh, no, I don't want everyone you to feel that way. Anyway, speaking of, you and I will take a little break for a second here so that we can actually hear Flynn's truck of the day. Because it's a good one. Okay, so we're gonna let you guys enjoy Flynn's truck of the day for a minute.
Legend
and we'll
himself.
we'll see you in like 5 minutes. Flynn's truck of the day.
Oh, truck of the day.
Flynn's truck of the day.
Flynn's truck of the day. Truck of the day. Flynn's truck of the day. Ha ha.
Hey, a little surprise for everyone here. Flynn told me today, I want to do truck of the day. Flynn wants to sit in the same seat as me,
I
so
don't like people
we're going to
having
move the
their
camera a little
kids
bit and sit in the same
on
seat.
these.
Truck of the day.
All right, truck of the day. So who's the truck of the day today, Flynn?
This one.
What is it?
A Cybertruck.
A
The long name is called a Tesla Cybertruck.
He's such a
but
cutie.
Just call him Cybertrucks for short.
Really? I didn't know you
think
could
he's
just call it
okay.
a Cybertruck. I thought it was a Tesla Cybertruck.
Yeah, but you could call them
You know,
Cybertrucks.
we're not. I don't.
Cool.
I don't.
Why
wanna,
do you like Tesla Cybertrucks?
I'm not cool with watching this little kid.
Because,
We're gonna skip that.
Tian is a type of blue.
I don't want to see your kid because you shouldn't be doing this. Okay, bye. Love you, Flynn.
Okay,
It's
such
nothing.
a fun little video with Flynn there. Wait, what's it called? Truck of the day. Oh my God, what was I saying again? I had a total brain fart. Such a fun truck of the day with Mr. Flynn there. But we have
Always.
something to chat about, love.
What's up?
Flynn is very insistent that you are getting
I'm not.
a Tesla.
I don't know why. I mean, it's so funny. Like when he heard
I don't think they could afford one at
the
this point.
Cybertruck, obviously there's this song, and that's what made him obsessed with
Yes.
it. It's such a strange looking thing. He just became like obsessed with it. Like I got him a little toy of one, and then he's like, we should get a real one. And I was like, no, there's no.
Yeah.
For
No,
multiple
there's
reasons,
no.
but also I can't afford. That's a lot of
Aha,
money.
called
But
it.
he's like, since he heard that there are self-driving cars, quote unquote, that he's like, well, Dad, you're always like, you need a self-driving. Like there was something I was doing. Oh, he was like, he wanted me to like change the song in the car, but I was like, I can't. I'm driving, and he was like, see, that's why you need a self-driving car.
No.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, like I wouldn't do that anyways. If my
Well,
car was like, I
Flynn.
can drive myself, I was like, I'd be like, no, thank
Once you can afford to buy Dad a Tesla for his birthday, then your dad will get a Tesla. Until then.
It's like
Neither.
I'll drive.
I don't even use
car.
the backup camera
Right.
in
Yeah,
cars.
I don't
I won't
trust
even look at
that.
that. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't trust that. I'm looking over my shoulder.
Yeah,
This
with
would have
the-
been
so
with the
pre-recorded.
little thing in the mirror, like the little warning light that someone's like in the lane next to you.
No, I'm
like
looking.
I'm always gonna look
Of course.
regardless.
Yeah, same though. Yeah.
But yeah, no.
That's his thing lately. He just kind of says things, and he's not lying. He just is like, no, this is going to happen. He's like manifesting.
Manifesting that I get a Cybertruck. Yeah.
He also manifested to all of my relatives and a bunch of friends and teachers that we are moving to South America.
Yeah, he did come up with that on his own as well.
And when people started questioning me about this, I went and I said, are you telling people we're going to South America? He's like, yeah. He was like, a matter of fact,
He
like,
saw-
of course.
What
He
on
saw a National Geographic like presentation on the robber crab of an island called Christmas Island,
It's off the coast of Perth, like a few hours.
which is off the
Robber
coast of
crab?
Australia. And somehow in his mind,
there's
he
anyone-
interpreted that.
In Australia, who can please explain to me what a robber crab is? I have no idea what this thing is, and it sounds fascinating. But anyway.
As he wants to see these robber crabs make this amazing journey across the floor of the forest there, and they cross the street. You know, it's this whole.
Well, the coconut crab's the one he likes. And I don't know if that's the same thing as a robber crab. They're huge.
They're huge, and they're just like they have this whole like journey that was documented by National Geographic. We watched it. He loved it, and his mind interpreted. Again, Christmas Island off the coast of Perth, Australia. His mind interpreted it as we are moving to South America, so I can see those damn crabs.
Yeah, he's like
That's
adamant about it,
hilarious.
and we're
Yeah.
like, we're not. He's like, no, we're going.
So he just started telling everybody he knows.
That's
Yeah, it's-
Teachers.
Oh yeah,
He was like, say goodbye.
yeah.
And like they're like, what?
I will be very curious to see, again, how he turns out as he grows up, because another thing I have wondered is what their discipline is like. I would imagine they are not the best at disciplining. And because he is so forward, I don't know how to say it, but just so confident in front of the camera, I've wondered if he could be a bit, I don't know what, my words are not coming to me, but precocious, I guess. Maybe a bit challenging in some ways, maybe especially as he gets a bit older. So I will be curious if once they put their foot down, they're like, we are not moving to South America or Christmas Island, if he's going to get big mad. It'll be interesting. Maybe we'll hear about it in one of the next fascinating podcasts.
When? And he's like, next week.
And 2 days.
In 2 days.
In a week and 2 days, we're moving.
In a week and two, very specific, a week and 2 days.
An
I
interesting
said, how are we
kid.
getting there, buddy? He said, a plane, a train, and a boat.
Yeah, all three.
And I said, well, we're not going. And it's not like, he's not like fighting. He's not like, no, we are. He's just like, no, we are. We're moving. We're going. Like, he's just very like matter of fact about it.
Yeah.
It's not like we're not discussing it. It's not an argument. It's not a discussion. It's like, no, this is just what's happening. And so
These
there you go.
as we can all relate, like it seem to be hyperfixations that last about,
Right.
as long as I have hyperfixations.
Right.
So
Okay,
Cirque du Soleil.
question, because I don't know child psychology. Is hyperfixation, is that something that every child goes through? Is that normal for every human? I mean, I guess in some ways I might get hyperfixated on certain things that I get really excited about, and then eventually it's like, okay, maybe I might continue liking it, but I'm not quite as obsessed with it. I don't know, but when he's talking about everyone having, or maybe all kids having hyperfixations, is that a normal thing? I don't know. Enlighten me, please.
Lay for a little bit, like a week ago.
Yeah, but you are the
he was-
same. I
he
mean, we
was
all are,
like,
but
he's like, I gotta see Cirque du Soleil. These people are jumping. He saw a
That
clip of
was-
From Love where they're jumping over the van in the Beatles one, and he's like,
it was like a
Where is this? And I'm like,
day.
Vegas.
You
He's
guys,
like,
there's
let's go.
I think it was a singular day that Flynn was interested in looking at
And he
clips
was just
of
like,
Cirque du
Vegas,
Soleil.
baby.
No, I'm not going to talk about. No, he was not like Vegas, baby. Eric said, we have to go to Vegas. Like, we got to plan a trip. Like, we got to go see this. Like, Flynn loves Cirque du Soleil. Like, we have to go take him to see a show. Like, let's start looking. Like, you were ready to book.
I was ready.
Okay, I know I'm very sheltered and I have a lot to learn. Did she say LA or Vegas? Because if it was Vegas, I can't imagine letting your child be the one to inspire you to do a Vegas trip. I suppose I shouldn't let anything surprise me with how Colleen and Eric operate. But I can't imagine being like, oh, because so-and-so like such and says, we should go to Vegas and take our 4-year-old to Vegas to watch a show. Maybe they said LA and I'm just going crazy. But anyway, yeah.
Trip to go. And I was like, can we just
It's like
wait?
a 45-minute flight.
Love. I was like, we're not taking our 5-year-old to Vegas to see Cirque
There
du
we go,
Soleil
okay.
show. Unless he was obsessed with it and was like his thing, then of course I'd like talk about it. But like, I was like, it has been less than 24 hours. Let's wait a day and see if he still likes it. He has not spoken. Cirque du Soleil once since
But I
then.
keep bringing it up.
You keep
that's
bringing it
for
up,
sure.
like, he doesn't even like it anymore. Like, he thought it was cool in that clip of seeing someone jump high,
I'll
and
like
then like he
remind him.
forgot about
I'll be
it.
like, I'll like try and remind him so that he'll start like egging you on
Do
again.
you
for
even
it.
like Las Vegas? Like,
I haven't
I
been.
mean, like,
I
we
haven't-
like.
I do think Eric must be the one who wants to see Cirque du Soleil and is, of course, using Flynn as a convenient excuse to be able to go see the show. He's like, you really like it, right? You really wanted to go see that, right? Just admit, Eric, it's okay. Carrot.
been in a
fine,
long
but-
time, but like I think it would be kind of fun
It would be so fun, but like,
to take him in to like a big pool.
When he's not 5.
oh yeah, he would like that
um,
actually.
See his Cirque show. I think that'd be really fun for him.
Yeah, it would be, but it's not
Because
like,
he's taking this like very like precursor gymnastics class right now, and so like he's learning how to he's just learned how to somersault
Mm-hmm.
and do a cartwheel. It's like better than my cartwheel for
Oh, yeah.
sure.
I can't.
Yeah, you're not gonna fight that.
No
no,
coordination.
I'm not gonna fight that.
Yeah, because my
It's-
cartwheel is.
Yeah, it's better than
famously
mine
horrible.
too. It's not. It's better than
Um,
both of ours. Yeah.
I did a cartwheel in a music video, and I think I was made fun of
Wait.
for years.
What?
I know.
What music video? What are you talking about?
One of my first things was I did a music video.
Okay, can I
played, like,
watch
the-
this?
Yeah.
And
I played the
you're-
love interest in a music video.
And you did a cartwheel?
Yeah, and it's like a guy, love interest in music video, kind of like a love song, and then at the end we're like running around the beach, and they're, it's just like, they're like, just do whatever, just run around, and I just was like, I'm gonna pull off this cartwheel
Mm-hmm.
on the beach in this music video, and it was.
You don't even have to tell me what it
pathetic.
looks like. I know. I can see it. I know exactly.
It looks not as
what-
good as our 5-year-old son who just learned them.
I know exactly what it looks like. I feel like
Uh-huh.
it must have been like where the legs are like bent, of course, and hunched, like more like how Wesley does a cartwheel.
Yeah, it's a music video for a song called "Felt Like Love" by Haley Taylor.
Okay.
It's still on YouTube.
Okay.
Do you want to live react to it right now?
Well, I just want to see the cartwheel, honestly. Did I just say cartwheel?
From 13 years ago.
And she's giving
Okay,
him a
I'm
hard time for
watching
saying
and-
"thur." She can't even say cartwheel. Cartwheel. Come on, Colleen. Let's actually treat Eric like a human one day in your life.
Jeez.
We do kiss, yeah.
You kissing this?
Yeah.
I'm about to watch you kiss another woman? Lovey!
Come on.
Not your
grow
first
up.
time.
It's professionalism.
Won't be your
my
last, probably.
God. Wait, you do kissing this? Do you know this person? Like before filming this, or did you audition for this?
No, they were a friend of a friend, and they like reached out and asked if I would be in the music video.
Okay.
Wait, why did she? Was that like an underhanded insult for like the quality of the video or something? Like, why did she even wonder if he auditioned? I don't know. Maybe there's a lot that I don't know about that whole realm, but to me that sounds like an underhanded insult, which for Colleen is just breathing. But anyway,
Did you
I didn't,
did you
know
guys
them, know
date?
them. No.
So you just you're holding hands.
But then she did have.
she's one of those people who gets very jealous, except for when it's not convenient for her. So like with Josh, I don't know what all happened with that, but it seems that she very willingly left him and ran straight to Eric, and yet she sounds like she's jealous of Eric. I don't understand. I mean, it's the mindset of an extremely selfish person. But there will always be a part of me that just never understands how that's humanly possible to have a mind that kind of consistently goes on this path, but then also at times veers on this completely opposite path. I guess it's kind of like a possessive, narcissistic sort of thing. I don't know. It's so bizarre.
I mean, then she did the what's the California, the one in LA, Hotel California.
Hotel.
Hotel Cafe. She did a show there, and she had me come on stage, and I played.
Oh my God, you're about to kiss.
Played with her band for one song.
Oh,
Sorry,
come
I'm
on,
trying to pay
Colleen.
attention to you, but you're kissing. I'm literally watching you kiss, like make out with another woman. This is so bizarre.
It's not a.
Why you're like, oh, watch me do this cartwheel. And there it is.
Was it good?
Love. It's
What?
exactly what I pictured.
Was
But
it?
also, you like totally tricked me. You're just trying to make me jealous. You're
Yeah.
like, look at this cartwheel that I did that's so silly.
I totally
watch me make it.
totally forgot about all that other stuff.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Until I was like, oh,
What do
right.
you
I think
want to
there-
bet? What do you want to bet she's watching him with that girl and thinking to herself, well, we never look like that. That never happens between us. I bet that's the truth.
There's a cartwheel in this music video, and I think I immediately kissed her before or after. I was like, "Ugh, I better say something.
Oh my gosh, you totally kiss another one. You just wanted me to watch you kiss another. That cartwheel is bananas.
I can't believe it made the video.
I honestly can't either.
I was ridiculed.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Poor Carrie.
I wonder if there's any comments about it.
Stop.
Speaking of comments, let's read some of our comments.
What a good segue.
Because we got a lot of great comments. And the first one I think that's the most important to discuss.
Okay, I'm just going to say really quickly, and I've even seen one or two on my videos that get all of no views. There are people who genuinely support Colleen, and it's so interesting to me, and I've tried to kind of understand it a little bit in my head. And I think likely the people that support her are people that think the opposing opinions about Colleen are just part of internet groupthink that are not accurate and are overblown. I don't think it's fair to assume all of the people who support Colleen are just like crazies. That's not true. I think there's enough, obviously there's thousands of views on her videos, not nearly as many she used to get, but tens of thousands of views, and not all of those are hate watchers. So once you get enough of those people viewing and commenting in a positive way, I don't think it's fair to see these people that do support her as just completely off balance. But I think that a lot of people don't always consider things from the more complex lens that sometimes is needed. Not everyone lives out their lives in a way that's extremely complex and nuanced. But every single human has the capability of being extremely complex and nuanced, and I think it's very easy to go through life not recognizing that. I didn't for so many years. And so Colleen and Eric are an example of people that we need to study them through the lens of recognizing they are very complex. Their situation's very complex. It's not just as simple as one side or the other. And I think a lot of their supporters just see them as they're just a couple, they're just online. No one's perfect. It's not what you think. And it's like, no, we got to think deeper. Could there be maybe a spectrum where like the people who just can't stand her, who hate her guts, maybe they're a little bit incorrect in some ways, maybe. But also the people who think she's completely innocent, that's definitely not the case either. So it's so important to see things through more nuance than a lot of times people do.
Is one, we got the comments like this a lot, okay? Last week in our episode, you were talking about how to roll a blunt or something at some point, and I guess was confused. I barely remember this. A lot of comments about this.
Is this what we talked about?
So, Eric, Chrissy said, Eric explaining to Colleen how to roll a blunt is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
No, I forgot hitting
Amber said, Eric explaining the blunt sent me. Oh, our sweet little Colleen.
Yeah.
Alana said, Colleen not knowing what a blunt is so on brand. Okay, first of all, I agree. But second of all, I know what a blunt is. I just have never rolled a blunt.
Gone into a 76, bought a Dutch Master, cut it open, dumped it
Okay,
out.
so the reason, yes, exactly.
Know,
Pause.
You can't
pause,
right
pause,
now
pause.
even like feel the feeling on your tongue as you like licked it to then.
Wait, pause. You have to stop because
Why?
Because there are so many comments making fun of me about this. I need you to explain to me how to roll a blunt.
I am.
I know, but you were doing it fast. I need you to like fully explain to me right now.
It's been a while.
First, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Does a blunt
I like how he corrected himself. It's probably been much more recent than he wants to admit that he has rolled a blunt. So he's like, it's been well, not that long. It's been a little while. I caught you.
mean, it means pot, right?
Yeah.
But it's never you can't have a blunt of like cigarette.
Crank.
No, but you can't have a blunt of something else. Like a blunt means like you're smoking marijuana.
I mean, yeah, not usually, no.
So in my understanding of what a blunt is, I guess we'll start there, which is embarrassing, which is nothing. No, that's not what I mean. I meant like nicotine.
Well, that would just be a cigar.
Oh, I guess that's true. So from my understanding, a blunt is just like you get one of those pieces of paper and you roll up marijuana inside of a piece of paper thingy.
Yeah.
And that's a blunt. It's like just one that's already like rolled up. That's what I always thought a blunt was. What's a blunt?
Wait, you thought a cigar was a blunt?
No, not a cigar. I thought a blunt was marijuana that you like roll up yourself in a piece of paper. No, blunt is
just like
a special kind of piece of paper.
Well, yeah, it's like a cigar type piece of paper because it's like it's a joint, but it's like way bigger.
What's the difference between a joint and a blunt?
Well, joint is like kind of with like cigarette paper, and it's like smaller, which I guess like you can share, you can pass I think blunts were invented because it was like, for like more people. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Essentially,
I thought those were the same thing.
The amount that you would purchase, like all of it you could put it's a lot of marijuana in it, and I mean this is legal now in most.
Well, so I always thought blunts and joints were the same thing. I did not know those were different.
No, joints like the smaller like white ones. You know what I mean? They're like with.
I never really knew either.
Joint paper.
Cool.
So whereas a blunt would be like, I mean, you used to have to cut open a cigar, dump out all the tobacco, and then kind of like break up marijuana or grind it up in a grinder. You know what that is, right? Like a weed grinder.
Well, I only know grinders. Like I know a coffee bean grinder. I didn't know they had one specifically for marijuana.
And then you would like put it. Yeah, you would like kind of roll, and then you'd have to like lick it like an envelope kind of to like get it to inform it.
I knew someone a long time ago who made his own like cigarettes with tobacco, and so I saw him do that.
That's a very
cool
looking thing to do.
With the paper and put the tobacco and then roll it up and lick it, whatever. So I've seen someone do that.
Would you put filters in it?
I don't know all the process of what he did, but I saw him do that, and so that's why I always thought a blunt was. I just thought you did the same thing, but with marijuana.
So must have been a really cool kid. That was like the coolest kid thing you could do. Is like I roll my own.
I just find it so fascinating that Colleen has been accused of, we could say, just awful, heinous things, and yet is so innocent in other ways. And I mean, that really is just the epitome of how complex people are, that people like her who either knowingly or unknowingly have been incredibly emotionally abusive and manipulative to numerous people in her life could also have literally no idea how basically weed works. I mean, I don't know how weed works, but I also would like to imagine that I have not been emotionally abusive or controlling to numerous people in my life. So it's just so fascinating to realize that we can't all fit into one cookie cutter. Everyone is just an amalgamation of all kinds of different things that may or may not make sense together sometimes.
Own cigarettes. But yeah. Do you know what a spliff is?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
What's a spliff?
It's like a big kind of joint, but like you also still have tobacco in it.
Okay.
I think that's
Best of
more
both worlds.
European.
Okay. A spliff. So can you buy the cigar paper? You have to buy a cigar and cut it open. Aren't cigars expensive? This seems like a very expensive thing for kids to do.
No, like a kind of a cheapy one for like a couple bucks. I think they were called Dutch Masters when I was in my youth. But then they made like wraps and they made like flavored
Eric,
wrap.
I'm sure you know exactly what they were called. I feel like part of him is getting embarrassed about how much he's revealing, how much he knows, how all of this works very intimately. But come on, Eric, just own up to it.
So it's like everything you can think of now. But yeah, you can just buy the paper now. It's like can be like flavored like strawberry. I'm not endorsing this.
You can't just
See,
buy a blunt.
he's embarrassed. He's like, oh no, I know so much.
Not.
Or a joint.
Pre-rolled joints, yeah, you can buy those.
But
I guess you probably can buy pre-rolled blunts. I mean, I don't know what the state of marijuana now is like. It's way over my head and it's like too much. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, even that, and they have like electronic. It's crazy. I can't believe it.
It seems so fancy.
It was so illegal in the time where like my body could handle that, my body and mind could handle that and enjoy that, and like now, it can't handle that and doesn't enjoy that, and now it's like legal and everywhere in the state of California.
Mm-hmm. Darn.
Yeah. Well, now I know what a blunt is. I guess I actually don't think I know anything what you just said.
I should get some.
I did have a moment earlier today. I want to make fun of her, but I have to tattle on myself. I was loading the dishwasher, and so I couldn't hear extremely well, and my husband was talking to me, and I thought I comprehended everything he said, and then after I paused, I realized I comprehended about 20% of it, and so I looked at him, I was like, could you repeat the whole thing that you just said? He just kind of looked at me, and he's like, repeat everything. But seriously, like your husband, Colleen, has just been sitting there detailing how to do blunts. And you're just like, yeah, I didn't get any of that. Like, but that, not shocking. That is on brand for her.
Weed.
Oh my
for
God.
Next week.
I'm sure that is not allowed on the internet.
Right. Roll a
I don't know actually, but I feel like there's got to be rules against like us, like you trying to get me to learn how to roll a blunt on a video would be, first of all, hilarious. But also, I'm sure that's not allowed for some reason. I don't know why I think that, but I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for those comments. Made me laugh because
I guarantee you, if she looks into it and finds out that it is allowed, she's absolutely doing that because she will do anything she can to get views within reason in her mind. Anyway,
I am.
That's funny. It didn't even occur to me.
Little sheltered me, not knowing anything about anything. But there are a few other comments I wanted to bring.
Not knowing anything about anything other than how to emotionally manipulate and abuse minors. Yeah.
Yeah, this one comes up a lot. And so I'm finally going to address it with you.
Okay.
Ariana Zigzag Hooray.
Zigzag? Zigzag the joint papers.
Is that what they're called?
It's a brand. It's like the most popular brand.
Okay. Would Eric be willing to share the ghost story he had mentioned a few episodes back but didn't end up telling? I've been wondering if it would come up again. Love this podcast. This has come up so many times in the comments, and every time I'm like, what are they talking about?
I said it in the beginning of an episode like a while ago, like, oh, also like I have a ghost story, like one of those like in like the intro, and then we just never got to it because who knows what we were talking about.
But is it a recent ghost story or is it an old one?
Yeah, I think I even talked to you about it later. It was about like the baby monitor stuff.
Wait, what?
So we have new kind of more sophisticated baby monitors that track motion. And then it connects to a thing where like I can watch it on like a screen, you know what I mean, in another room to make sure in case anybody wakes up and needs water or whatever they need. Has a bad dream because there's ghosts haunting the room they're sleeping in.
Stop it.
But like, so this camera will go like, we'll make this noise like, and like when it's, because it's activated by like motion, and it happens sometimes when there's nothing there.
Yeah, it does.
And nothing moved. And like, and I'll see like, and sometimes this particular time I saw like a flash of white and like, and it was nothing there. And then you just hear like,
I mean, with everything that has gone on with this family, I would not be surprised if there's some kind of spiritual something going on with this family. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Silence, you know what I mean, and our sweet little children breathing. It was just really creepy. And I'm like, this happens like almost every night with this thing. So, I mean, what motion do you think it's reacting to, or what? Or maybe is something trying to send me a message?
I mean, it could be some sort of ghost or spirit, but there's also like dust particles sometimes I see floating around, like that the night vision camera picks up like random like particles and things floating around. It does. I've seen it.
Makes sense.
Like a motion activated camera. I can't even get a motion activated sink to wash my hands or the paper towels to come out, and you're telling me these things picking up
That's a good
dust particles in night vision?
I don't know.
It was like $100 baby monitor.
I know.
It's not like.
I know.
It's not like CIA equipment that we have in here that's like, it's, you know.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's probably a ghost. I mean, I hear them every single night. I'm always the last one up, and I always hear drums, footsteps. Sounds like people are walking on the roof.
There's something about a baby.
That is terrifying. Assuming that is true, that's terrifying. I know she's spoken about it before, but like I would never make peace with that just being my existence, the reality. Like I'm not okay with that. Now, personally, there's a whole other conversation that I won't get into. I don't believe in the ghosts of dead people coming back, but I do believe in the spirit realm. So if there were strange noises like that happening every single night, you best believe I would be doing something, because I'm not. No, that's a no. That's a heck no from me.
Monitor that is like inherently spooky. I feel like it's like, I feel like
it's the night vision.
It's a nightmare. I think there was even like a movie that used it a lot, and like it's like Paranormal Activity or something like that. It's like a movie I can remember. Did you ever see that? That used like a baby monitor, like something happening, like it used that technology because it is so inherently like there's something kind of creepy about it because it's just like
beady
sound
eyes,
machine noise, and like this kind of like not so great night vision, and like, you know, it's just kind of, it's like a little, like it's like I have to carry around a little horror movie like to make sure to know if my kids wake up. And
it's
so,
pretty
and so when it's now activating with motion to nothing, and I'm seeing like a white
right,
It'd be creepy.
flash, like if that, like Was that, you know what I mean? Was that a face? Was that a,
Yeah.
what was that? What is that? It was like spooking me out.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it is pretty spooky. It's Spooktown, USA.
So that was what I wanted to talk about, was like the spookiness of a baby monitor.
Now, obviously, you are too busy to watch my vlogs, and also you live with me, so everything that happens in my vlogs you know about because you live it daily. But did I tell you?
Wow, so that's a little mini dig. You're too busy to do the thing that shows me that you're interested in me because you're too busy. Like, she does those little subtle digs that are not subtle but sort of subtle. She thinks they're subtle.
Tell you about when I was putting the kids to bed and cuddling them before they fell asleep, and like Maisie and Wesley we were all telling stories, like goodnight stories, you know, like bedtime stories, whatever. And Maisie and Wesley started talking about hearing drums.
No.
I didn't tell you about this.
I just got goosebumps.
That's
I'll have to
not
show you the
good.
footage. It's crazy because like
I haven't heard this.
because I have
thing.
footage from the baby monitor.
Maybe we got some hippie neighbors and they're doing like a drum circle.
No, it's weird because sometimes, like, I'll hear it, but you don't. But this time, they heard it and I didn't.
I don't like that.
Wesley was like, "There's drums." He started talking about drums, and I was like, "Oh, and then there's drums." Wait, what? You heard drums? He's like, "Yeah." And then Maisie goes, "Yeah, they go boom, boom, boom. The drums."
Did they have music class that day where they
No.
were drumming?
No.
Were they saying they are actively hearing drums like in that moment?
That's what it seemed like. Love. I'll have to show you the footage. It's kind of crazy. It's in one of my vlogs.
I'm so curious if this is fake, just trying to get views. I really hope it's fake, and I would not be shocked if it was fake. But if it's not fake, I'm deeply concerned for this entire family, for their kids, because if there are evil spirits doing stuff in that household, I don't even want to know what that means. But it's not good. It's not good.
I mean, they're not fully articulate at this point, so it's like
Maisie is. Maisie's more articulate than me.
I know, but it's like 3/4 of the way legible.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we'll get back to that. We can talk more about ghost stories there. Well, we're going to investigate
That's
this
what
monitor.
it was. But thanks for asking. Zigzag.
There's one more thing I really was excited to talk about today. I know we're talking about a lot.
Did
We're
I miss
covering so
another
many
passive
things today,
thing?
but
Lots
no,
of
that was-
topics.
please keep these comments. I love all your comments. They make me laugh so hard. Most of them are just making fun of me, but which I love.
Oh, yeah,
but
sure you do.
This one was great. Okay, so last week we talked a bit about ocean animals because I guess that's my new favorite thing in the world is like ocean
I
life.
was gonna ask you, so what's up with whales these days or whatever?
No, I've got some stuff to talk about.
Okay.
Eric's
Actually,
so
many
excited.
things to talk about. I have to save a bunch of it for next week.
Your Cirque du Soleil right now is whales.
Oh my gosh. Not whales, just animal life. Like animal life? Oh my God.
Sea life?
Well,
Sea life.
Marine life.
Marine life,
You know,
yeah.
I'd much rather hear about marine life than I would socks or slippery cell phones. So I suppose next week will be much more exciting.
Okay, Morgan said, Colleen, please Google all the shark facts and please share with us. I'm fascinated. I'll never go to the ocean, but love learning about this kind of stuff. And I saw a few comments asking about more facts because I'm such a scientist. I know everything about sea life. But I did Google some crazy facts and I've been watching a lot of stuff on TikTok and stuff on sharks and dolphins. Oh my gosh, can't wait to get into that.
TikTok
But-
is certainly
okay, so
the
here's
place
just
of
some
truth.
crazy facts.
Okay.
I wonder if you knew these things or not. You ready? This one is kind of known. People know sharks have lots of teeth. But did you know sharks can lose more than 30,000 teeth in a lifetime?
That's
Dang.
a lot of teeth.
That's so many teeth.
How quickly do they grow back? Like pretty quickly?
Yeah, they have lots of rows
So
of
that
teeth.
must be why
Right,
it's so easy for people to find shark teeth on the beach or wherever it is that they find shark teeth. I don't find them. But that must be why it's so easy. If they're all losing them, 30,000 of them throughout their lifetime, that's a lot of teeth to find. So
But this is something that's just embarrassing for me because as much as I look for rocks and sea glass and all that stuff at the beach, people always ask, do you find a lot of shark teeth? I've never found a shark tooth on the beach.
How many did you say?
30,000.
in their lifetime?
One shark can lose up to 30,000
I mean, they're
more
probably
to-
all going
than 30,000 teeth
to
in
the
a lifetime.
seafloor. But
Hello?
We gotta,
That's a lot of teeth.
so we gotta make all those necklaces.
I know. With some, what are those called? The shells?
Puka shells.
Puka shells. Anyway, sand tiger pups eat their siblings in the womb. That's crazy. They get teeth while they're still inside the womb, and then they just are like, all right, I'm going to eat my siblings. That's bananas.
I didn't know that.
There's so many facts I have to figure out which ones
Yes.
I want to talk about. This one is fabulous. I'm so jealous of these little sharkies. because, we've all heard of the Virgin Mary, but did you know of the virgin sharkies? Some shark species have been known to reproduce via a virgin birth, a process known as parthenogenesis, recently observed in the critically endangered small-tooth sawfish. It occurs when females fertilize themselves with material that splits off from an egg as it divides. See, I said egg, weird. But then fuses back with the egg. Some sharks have also been known to eat their siblings. We already know about this. Okay, so anyway, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. That they can just
They can just impregnate themselves?
reproduce.
What?
Do other animals do that?
I don't know. I'm only talking about sharks right now.
I'm sorry.
I've never heard of an animal creating its own baby, but I do know that I think some frogs or something can change genders somehow depending on what's necessary. So I think certain species can kind of swap between male and female. That's all I'm familiar with. And I do think that male seahorses are the ones that carry the babies. So that's kind of fun. Anyway, fact that no one asked for.
I know that
Those are the ones with like the sawmouth that looks like a hedge trimmer.
I don't know, but I definitely didn't know that a small-toothed sawfish. It's
Sawfish,
endangered.
yeah. Oh.
I know that seahorses, the males, give birth.
Right. Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking of.
What do you know?
So I don't know though. I think, and I know praying mantis, after they mate, the woman eats the man's head or something, decapitates.
I don't know why your eyes look so excited while you said that.
No, I'm just I love how fascinating.
It felt like a veiled threat.
Different creatures on this earth do things. It's just fascinating to me.
You seem a little too fascinated in the whole
whatever. Okay.
Spousal murder thing.
That is not true. Stop that.
Kidding.
Yeah, well, Eric might just want to sleep with both eyes open for the next, 20 years or so. But you're fine, I'm sure. Just kidding.
Hammerhead sharks have a 360-degree field of vision, which doesn't make much sense to me because I feel like hammerhead sharks are the ones that I would feel like have the worst impaired vision.
Right, yeah. So that's why, the evolution of that shark, I wonder, is so they could see, for some reason,
their eyes
360 degrees, I guess.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Those are scary sharks.
Now, I'm not envious of a blue shark because a blue shark can carry up to 135 pups at once. I did 2 at once, and it almost killed me. 135 at once?
Nope.
No, what's...
How long have you been working on that blue shark joke?
It wasn't a joke. That's
What's happening?
Factual.
So someone in the comments was like, hey, can you Google this?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just Google it?
Because they wanted me to enjoy it.
Oh, they want to hear you talk about it. Okay.
I don't know, but I'm grateful.
Just reading
Well, half of the stuff I learned watching...
a BuzzFeed article about
this
shark
is not a BuzzFeed
facts?
article. This is from multiple different articles. And stop being a hater of my shark facts.
I'm just confused.
It's about to get great. It's about to get even better.
Okay.
Sharks are colorblind. Did you know this?
They're all colorblind?
That's what this says.
You can tell she's annoyed at him not being interested as much as she is in these things. She's like, well, did you know this? Can you please try to pretend you're a little interested in my fun shark facts of the day? She's just, oh my goodness. If I was in that scenario and I could tell that my husband was getting bored, I might continue on and tease him, or I might just be like, all right, I've already given about 20,000 facts. I think we're good. But nope, not her. Gotta keep going until she's done with what she is very much determined to be saying, aka her non-apology video. Anyway, what?
About the blood thing, how do they smell blood?
How do they smell it?
Yeah, how do they oh, there's
With
blood
their
in the
nose?
water, then they know.
Well, they smell it, I would assume.
Gosh, I saw this thing. I just saw this thing about the kid who jumped off the cruise ship on a dare.
Oh, awful. That's so sad.
And it was people are trying to be I don't know.
Oh,
but
why are
apparently
you talking about this?
I don't know. It's
'Cause you
maybe here's another fact.
Probably
It's
shouldn't be.
apparently older sharks get worse at hunting, and so they follow around boats, I guess, in cruise ships because they dump food.
Oh.
And so if you're on a
Oh my gosh.
ship, there's sharks following it around
That's terrifying.
because I guess they dump food or eat it, I'm just sorry, I mean to
Way to bring it down. Jeez, we're
I
talking
know,
about fun
that's
shark.
real creepy. I've never been on a cruise, but if anyone has been on boats and cruises and such please let me know if you have seen sharks following. Because if you have, I will absolutely let my husband know that we are never going on a cruise. Ever, ever, ever. Anyway.
Shark facts.
You were
Oh,
so
it's
excited
sad.
about that
I
shark.
feel like I can't even say the next one. Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, sharks have no bones in their bodies. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God. Wah, wah.
I guess unless they eat some.
It's like the SNL, like Debbie Downer.
But I didn't know
sketch.
that.
No bones in their body. It's all cartilage.
I didn't know that. Did you know
I
that?
did know
Interesting.
that, yeah.
Didn't know that.
Smarter than me.
Well, their jawbone. Is their jawbone? Is their jaw is all cartilage too? So that's the one you
Wait,
always see.
isn't a tooth a bone?
No, I don't. Are teeth bones?
I thought
I
so.
think they are.
Aren't teeth
There's bones in your hair?
Bones in my hair?
Yeah. Remember when
Oh,
Quincy
yeah.
didn't want to get a haircut?
Are teeth bones?
I know they're like,
No, they're not.
it's like
That's
calcium.
just me being dumb.
Whoops.
They're very different. Your bones can heal themselves when they get broken, but your teeth can't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
makes sense.
what dentist wrote this?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like,
Is all
liar?
dentistry just a scam?
It is. Okay.
Probably.
I said that because, for the listener, I said that because I went to the dentist a week ago and he found a couple cavities and he sent me this thing about like how much it's going to cost or whatever. And Colleen was like, nah, don't go. It's a scam. I was like, you don't believe it? She doesn't believe in dentistry. She thinks it's all a scam.
Just
She probably doesn't believe in paying dentist bills when she's only getting like 40,000 views on her videos. But anyway.
because a lot of people take things very literally out there. That's not true. I think it's very important to go to the dentist. We make sure our kids go to the dentist every 6
Our
months.
kids do a lot, yeah. I'm looking at you, man.
Why would you talk about, who cares about me?
Honest
I
answer.
am terrified of the dentist.
When was the last time you went to the dentist?
When I was pregnant with Flynn, because my teeth were chipping off because
You have great looking
my
teeth.
uterus was stealing
Yeah.
the calcium, or so I thought. They're not even bones.
I don't know.
Stealing something from my
I
teeth.
said calcium before. It's fine.
And my teeth started breaking and
Yeah.
chipping, and it was awful. And so I had to go get a tooth filled with no medicine, sitting up, because if I laid
No
down,
medicine because you're pregnant.
yeah, well, I was pregnant, and if I laid down, I would faint at
Right,
the
I
time,
remember
and
that.
so I was sitting straight up, very pregnant with Flynn, with no meds, just like go for, and they filled a cavity. It
Sounds
Yeah.
awful.
was horrible, or not a cavity, a broken tooth. They
So
fixed
yeah,
a broken tooth. Anyway,
yeah, dentistry is a myth. Go on.
it's not. It's not.
There we go.
And I just kind of feel like, like when they find cavities, they're like, so you have to come and get that filled. I'm kind of like, do I? It'll grow back, like a bone, like a lizard
So you
tail.
won't get any comments about that.
I very much am aware that that is not true, and that if you leave it, it could turn to a root canal. It's much worse. Like you need. I get it. I know, but like I just pretend.
I've never had a root canal. I probably will have to have one at some point in my life, and I am absolutely terrified. So, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Because I don't like getting cavities filled. Anyway, you know what's the worst? When they fill a cavity and then like your bite feels different.
Oh, I gotta not tomorrow, but the day after. I gotta go. Back.
But you know what I'm talking about? When they fill a cavity and then
your
you
bite
bite
feels
down
different.
and your bite is not, it feels different.
Yeah.
That is the most like, the only word I can think to explain it is like claustrophobic, even though it's not claustrophobic. It's like,
Yeah.
it makes me panic.
Yeah.
They should be checking that, because I had that one time where we couldn't figure out exactly what the issue was, and like they should do whatever it is that they do, then have you bite down and ask, does that feel normal? Does that feel the way it usually does? Because they can fix it there, but you certainly don't want to go home and all of a sudden be like, I can't chew my food like normal.
Yeah, because
Like,
something is like it's like
it's
something
not how
stuck
it's
in your
supposed
tooth.
to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't get it out. Yeah.
I hate that feeling. Anyway, okay, more about sharks.
Good. I'm
This is a great one.
bored of cavities.
Some sharks
Also border sharks.
female sharks retain sperm in their bodies after mating and will use it to reproduce later on in life.
Sounds
That's
manipulative.
crazy.
Where do they keep it?
4 years after the mother shark was last in contact with a male shark, she gave birth to a newborn bamboo shark at San Francisco's Steinhardt Aquarium.
4 years?
What? According to Scientific American,
4 years? I can't imagine her being like, I'll save this for later. As in, like, years later? Wow, that would be... Can you imagine if humans could do that? That would be so convenient. You want to talk about family planning? I wish we could do that. I bet there's a way. Anyway.
to Scientific American. Is that a magazine?
Yeah.
I thought they're just saying, according to a Scientific American.
Oh my God! No, it's like it's literally like the most famous science magazine that's been around for
So
like
dumb.
decades. Yeah,
He's
But,
totally
like,
telling
imagine
her
they're
she's
like,
dumb.
according to a scientist we met.
a Scientific American. No.
The previous record for storing sperm was 843 days, held by a chain cat shark. That's bananas.
How long that
Time
is?
in that.
Well, the last thing I'll
What
say about sharks.
weirdo Scientific American is like, all right, you just did the deed with another shark. I'm gonna be watching. You know what I mean? Well, I guess people that work
I think
as
they do that.
researchers are.
You know, people study the strangest things. So I think we got to stop being shocked at what people are interested in. But also, I feel like, I feel like that'd be a really interesting conversation starter. So what study are you a part of? Well, we're on day 200 of we're waiting to see how long. I can't imagine. Anyway.
Zoos or
I don't
something.
know. But then the last thing I'll say, just because I know this cannot be interesting to anybody, and I'm also an idiot who should not be the one
It's
to
interesting
pass
to the
on this
guy that
information.
counted the days after that shark had sex.
Last week I was talking about how the great white sharks they've never seen the birth of a great white.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how that blew my mind.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait,
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense because I found shark eggs on the beach, like empty egg shells, whatever. And so wait, do sharks give
Yeah,
live
we didn't
births or
know.
what? And apparently it's both. So I looked this up.
Huh.
So some species, based on their habitat, found an evolutionary advantage in laying. They found an evolutionary advantage in laying eggs, while others in different habitats found an evolutionary advantage in retaining their offspring until live birth. So the reason why is still to be determined. Like people have their assumptions and their
I
guesses.
knew that's how whales gave birth, so that's why I was confused. And that's what I think last week I was like, maybe it's both.
So yeah, I think that like over time it's changed. Like birds have gone back and forth.
No,
to
that was a good
eggs
answer.
and-
That was good research you did there.
Shut up.
No,
You're
I'm being
so
serious.
rude.
No, it was well said.
Why? Okay, then I'll find a
Certain
different
habitats
website.
and evolutionary factors played a role.
So that is a conversation my husband and I also have. We would never say shut up and mean it. Sometimes I'll say it to him when it's obviously joking and I'm trying to get a laugh out of him when he's like joking with me about something. But we would never say it and mean it. And I would very much expect that she says it and means it to him, which is why she's so easily saying it in this context, but could be wrong. But that is never okay to say to your spouse, in my humble opinion, and when you're meaning it.
Role in this different subspecies of the same species give births in different ways. I never heard about that in like different
I think the smaller sharks do.
species.
I think smaller sharks do or sharks that maybe live more on the coast
Yeah.
are the ones that are going to lay eggs because they can hide them places. Whereas like if it's an open ocean vibe,
Right, what are you gonna do? Like just have like eggs
just pop them out, squirt them out,
floating around in the
Ew.
Yeah,
tides?
you can't have that.
No.
So they hide them in the little
Leave it to Colleen
the
to make
corals and the
everything
rocks
awkward.
and whatnots. So probably whatever's the smaller sharks that like live closer to the coast, right? The evolutionary
Yes.
was in evolution. They're like,
Where does-
hey, this makes more sense. I'm such a
Where's
scientist,
this shark
man.
keeping this shark semen for 800 days?
Well, which shark?
That'll be
The
for
one,
the
that
next
got, the one
video.
that gave birth 800 days.
Inside their UTI, you know,
Like in a
in their uterus
just
area,
whole-
clenching, man.
I have never heard
Clenching for a
anything
long
for
that.
time.
Is that a Colleenism?
Thank you for your scientific answer.
You are
You are a Scientific
welcome.
American.
I am such a scientist. Okay, well, this has been a long, ridiculous episode. We're gonna go, but
Yeah, it has. I am exhausted. Thank you so much for sticking through this if you did. And on to, I don't know what the next video will be. Probably JoJo. And until next time when we watch this horrifically long podcast, I'll see you later. Bye.